Good evening and welcome to a brand new series of the Taco Tuesday series in the Formula Racing League. Round 1 of Season 9 takes us to the Laguna Seca circuit in California, USA. I'm Tom Cant in the contra position, giving you the details for tonight's action as we have got 30 drivers raring to go for the first race of the season. Qualifying has already begun. They've just finished their final laps of practice. Server's only just been reset. And so we should expect to see some fast lap times on the circuit very, very shortly. So we've got a number of drivers on track now. Just want to go through who's just started the lap. Well, we're looking at the wrong drivers at the moment. I think that's Dim Adjuster, who I believe is he on a lap at the moment? Just trying to see. Well, some drivers will have only just come out of the pits, others will have just started their flying laps. We'll stay in the, well, so-called garage, but we can actually see who's on track. We'll stay with Hutchison for now, because I know he was one of those to be the first out on track for the start of this qualifying session. They haven't got long, they've only got 15 minutes to get their lap times in. There's no points on offer for pole position this time though. That rule has changed, and in place of it is the driver who would get 2 championship points for setting the fastest lap, no matter where they finish in the race tonight. In terms of finishing positions in regards to the point system for that is unchanged as far as I know. The top, well, sorry, the race winner would get 40 championship points. The second place driver would get 38, third place driver would get 36. So 2 points difference between the top 11 finishers, and then from 11th position down to 30th is a 1 point difference. So if you finish, essentially you would get points. There's a maximum of 30 drivers that can be involved in a lobby. There should be more. Hopefully the developers of Assetto Corsa Competizione discreetly decide to allow that to happen. It'd be brilliant if we get more cars in there, but it is what it is for now. Have just joined us in the live chat. We do welcome you. Do get involved in the conversation if you ever so wish to do so. And we are starting to see some times on the board now, including the reigning champion, Rapiduck, Jan Zukovic, otherwise known as. Last season won 3 races en route to the title. 21 points clear, but he did miss a couple of rounds during that time. Craig Law beating Melvin Crows to second place. Just seen Sean Cull go to the top with 1:23.2. We should be expecting the high 1 minute 22s for the pole position time here, so don't expect Cull's time to be the fastest for now. The track is picking up. It is at its fast window condition as Crows goes to the top with 1:23.1, so you can definitely see that the lap times are picking up. Rapiduck has gone over the line, but he doesn't improve. Not sure for certain how much fuel the guys are carrying out there. We appear to have 28 drivers in the lobby at the present moment, but hopefully we'll see a couple more joining in time before the race starts. I haven't got details in terms of the check-in, in terms of who's checked in and who hasn't for tonight. So if I can be given any details on that, then that would be great. Thank you very much. Well, Dominic Vuk has gone to second fastest in the 212 Porsche, with Sean Cole down to third now. And Anderson doing a terrific job. The Porsche in 4th position, and we've got Al Dory in 5th, Ben Milden, who put in some quality performances both as a reserve and as a full-time driver at the back end of last season. He'll be looking to go all the way here and be one of those in contention for the title. There are 10 rounds in total. We begin at Laguna Seca, then we go to Suzuka, and then the Hungaroring. We then go to Snetterton on the 9th of May, followed by Silverstone, and then Bathurst on the 23rd of May, and then we've got the Nürburgring in Germany. That should be a cracker of a circuit for the drivers. Then we go to Misano in Italy, Zandvoort in the Netherlands on June the 13th, and then the season finale will be in Kyalami on June the 20th. In terms of the 90-minute specials, which we had 3 of those last season, they'll be held at the Hungaroring in Bathurst and the season finale in Kyalami. All the others will be the traditional 60-minute races with 1 mandatory pit stop included. We've just seen Anderson go to second fastest as MGK improves his time to a 1:22.9. He's able to pull further clear of the rest. Rapidoc is third at the moment. He's just come out of the pits, so we're looking to get better lap time in than what he has got, as Kull goes to the top by just over a 100th of a second over MGK. So Sean Kull absolutely flying so far. Really good pace. Leon Notter's in 6th. So we've got 3 Porsches in the top 6. Now, instead of the teams of which the drivers make up their own team names or whatever, when they're teammates with another driver, it's decided on manufacturers this season. And since that more manufacturers have got more cars running than others, the championship will only account the best 2 cars from each manufacturer in the final result for each race. So, because we know we've got some manufacturers have only got 1 car running, i.e. Aston Martin and Lexus and Bentley. So we've got 28 drivers in the lobby. Tom Wood is the driver with the slowest time, albeit that's not a representative, although he's just improved that actually to a 1:24.1, and that has put him in 22nd position behind Stuart Hutchinson, one of the senior members of the FRL, member of the FRL team. Coming towards the left-hander, that should be turn 9. Oh, he's off the track though. Can he keep it out of the wall? Just about. That was very nearly there for Stuart. He's able to keep it out of there and keep going. And Dominic Vuvka's gone to the top with a blinder of a lap. 1:22.3 he has just posted. Really, really incredible effort, and that's going to leave so much for the others to catch up on. Well, MGK is third at the moment, Anderson's 4th, and we've got Knott in 6th behind Moritz. Rapidoc down to 7th now, and David Santos is in 8th position, ahead of Demian van der Waal, otherwise known as Dim Adjuster, in 9th position. Aldori in 10th, we've got Ben Milden in 11th place in the pink livery Ferrari, number 5. Milden's got a fan supporting him from the live chat. Hello to you, sir. Hope you're keeping yourself well, if I can get my words out. And MGK's gone second fastest. He's closed the gap a little bit on Vuvka, but he's still got some work to do. So Crow's still trying to find more time. Sean Kull third at the moment. Anderson, I believe, has just started a lap. Moritz in 5th, presumably on a fast lap. And Vuvka's run wide on the exit of turn number 5. He's having to back out of it, I think. So who else is on the flying lap? Well, Anderson's coming round the last corner now. There's over 4 minutes to go. It's all to play for. Anderson is over the line now, and it's not good enough to move him up the order. Busov's gone up to 5th place though, with an improvement from before. He's doing Good job so far. How are the others doing? Well, Rapiduck's down to 8th now. There is Nils, who shown some strong pace, but maybe not quite as consistent as far as the races were concerned. He has been involved in a collision or two during his few appearances last season in the top tier of Taco Tuesday. There's Kamil Makowski ahead of Frank with Aldori in 15th, but his Pavizel's got up to 16th now, dropping Jay Brooker down. There's, I think, by the gamer tag of Andy Krart. That's Andy Craven in the 17 BMW. And we've got the Belgian Kobe Alerts, otherwise known as Fighter, in 19th position. We've got Bruno, who's joined the lobby now, which is good news, but he's not going to have a lot of time to get a lap or whatever in there, so he's very much up against it. Ben Milden's got up to 3rd place now, which is a good improvement from him. There are cars he's trying to negotiate through. There's someone off in there. I think that might be Adam Anderson off at the last turn. Milden going over the line now. Is this an improvement from before? It's not. MGK has got the gap down to Vodka to just a 10th now, but Vodka is the man still to beat. No points, remember, for the driver qualifying on pole position. But I think regardless of that, I think Vodka will want to be starting at the front. So Sean Cole in 3rd place. Liking this circuit, clearly. But Blair in 25th. And we've got Ice Dude, who's a new one to this series, or new one to the top tier. Don't know where he ended up last season. I don't know whether he's a newcomer to this season. Nico van Offel rather controlling that. He has been in the championship before. He has competed in the PlayStation 4 tiers of Taco Tuesday. He's no stranger to the FRL. He has got some Sprint Sunday experience. Got a minute to go. Who out there is improving? Well, Cole's improved his time, but not enough to move him up the order. So P3 is where he is right now. Busov, how is he getting on through turn 5 here? We can have a look on the drive caption. Just want to go back to him actually. Well, Makowski's gone for a spin. Find where there's Andy coming around the last turn now. Is this enough to move him up the order? No, it's not. It was not an improvement from before. We'll go back to the garage just before the time elapses. So, and at the moment, it's looking very good for Vodka, but is anyone improving? It's the £1 million question. So, we've got Milden going around the last corner now. This will be his last lap. And Rapiduck's gone 3rd fastest, so the reigning champion finding more time right at the end. Milden not good enough, he's down to 5th place, and that is where he'll end up unless there are other drivers improving. There's Sean Cole going over the line, goes onto the front row, so he's able to displace MGK at the expense. Vodka is in the pits at the moment. Got the 3-2-1 of Frank coming around the last corner now in the McLaren. 15th at the moment. Does he move up the order? No, he doesn't. That concludes qualifying, and Dominic Vodka is the first driver to take pole position in the top tier of Taco Tuesday in the Formula Racing League Assetto Corsa Competizione. Sean Cole will be second. A brilliant effort from him. And then it's MGK and Rapid Duck on the second row of the grid, with Ben Milden and Nikola Busov alongside in 5th and 6th. Adam Anson and Morex are next in 7th and 8th. And it's Leon Knott and David Santos rounding out the top 10. We've got Kobe Alerts and Kamil Makovsky on row 6, followed by Dim Adjuster and Nils on the 7th row. Then it's Frank and Aldori in 15th and 16th places respectively. Pavizel and Jay Brooker are 17th and 18th, with Rui and Andy Craven in 19th and 20th. Tom Wood and Ray Thomas are on row 11. Then it's Stuart Hutchison and Missile Dogshaft in 23rd and 24th. Then it's Cameron Blair, I believe. I think Cameron is his first name. Let me just quickly double check. Yeah, Cameron Blair is 25th, ahead of the debutant in Taco Tuesday in the PlayStation 5 tier anyway. That is Ice Dude in 26th. Then it's Fireblade and Tro, and with Bruno not completing the lap time as he arrived in the lobby quite late. So brilliant start for Vodka, but he's got an hour to convert that into a race win. Just wait for the start of the formation lap. I've just been informed by Ben Milden that Clates and the brother of Ben had become dads to baby girls today. Huge congratulations to the pair of them. Sure, it's a very monumental moment to their lives. Of course, life is not a race, it's a journey. There's a long way to go in life, as we all know. A lot for kids to learn in life in terms of what's out there in the world, what they can get themselves involved in. You know, whether it's racing, being in the army, you know, playing football, or just being a solicitor even. There's so many things in life which you can get yourself involved in, depending on what your chosen field is. Talking of which of fields, we've got the 29 car field round to go. We've got a few minutes before the formation lap does begin. So I've got a list of around about 39 drivers in the what's registered on SimGrid, something like that. So we've got Lewis Robinson, Kamil Makovsky, David Santos, Nikola Busov, Tom Fagan, who is not here tonight apparently. I hope I'm wrong. We've got Ray Thomas, Josh Clayton, who I believe isn't around tonight because of the birth of his daughter. Will Freeman is, I believe, is in. I might be wrong. He might be in comms actually tonight, Will Freeman. So I might. Oh no, he's on vacation. My apologies. I think he's on the vacation from what he told me earlier. Ben Milden is in. Jay Brooker as well. Cameron Blair, Adam Anderson, Ahmed Aldori, Sean Cole, Kobe Alerts, Jan Sukovic, Nils Van Luyck, Bruno Canavera, Mauro Arsenio, Damien van der Waal, Fernando Ferreira, Jason Sargent, who is not in tonight. Mark Bagnall, who's not here tonight, I don't think. Oh yeah, he is. He's starting 27th on the grid. We've got Stuart Hutchison, Frank Sousa, Paul Trotman, Nico van Offel, Andy Craven, and we've got Varkov Vizel, Melvin Crows, Jay Vosser, who's known as Missile Dogshaft, and we've got Adam Sasplat, who's not around this evening. Adam Lang, otherwise known as Drifter, I don't think he's in tonight either. And we've got Tom Wood, who is definitely in. Then we've got Gareth Harvey, that is, who's not in, but he's a reserve driver anyway. I'm getting to go through these reserve drivers actually, some of which are in tonight. I think Dominic Vodka is in as a reserve, so he is in tonight, and Liam Knott is also in as a full-time driver, as is Ryan George. So the cars go off on their formation. That there'll be a rolling start once they come round. 29 drivers on the grid, which is good to see. It'd be good if we had 30, but it is what it is for tonight. I'm sure those who are not around tonight will get their opportunity next week when we race at Suzuka. And we've got a car in the pit lane at the moment, and it's the 161 of Ice Dude, who would be starting this race in 26th, but he's voluntarily decided that the pit lane may be the best place for him to start, which is understandable. Things could get quite hectic in the first sequence of corners with there being so many cars. He just wants a clean start to this one without getting caught up in anyone else's mess. So Vivka is a reserve driver this season, I've just noted, so we're not expecting him to be in the championship fray this season, but if he attends enough races he may be allowed to fight for the championship via the stewards' discretion. What they have to say about that. We are ready to go for the start of this race, round 1 of 10. 9th season of Taco Tuesday in the Formula Racing League. It's a ×2 multiplier of the time elapsed here at Laguna Seca, so we could well see darkness fall as the checker flag falls, so hopefully that won't affect the drivers too much as far as visibility is concerned. Got the field to their usual rows of 2. Uvka will lead the field away for the start of the race, and the season will commence once the green flag is waved. Taco Tuesday Season 9 in Tier 1 begins right now! Uvka protects his line as they go through the kink, and then to Andretti's hairpin. There's a car making its way through. I think that's Adam Anderson on the inside as they all go through the first braking zone. So Fuka stays in the lead, and we've got Cole ahead of MGK. We'll go to the dry thing, and then we can take a better look at what's happening on circuit. So at the moment, as the field make their way through, oh, and there's an off in the background there, multiple cars off the racetrack. Can't quite tell who's in there. Pabizel is off the track at turn number 3. Really looks to be in there as well. Busov is off as well, so all of those have dropped back. So they're all making their way through. There's nothing too chaotic through there. Just a few drivers going off track, which we thought would happen. But Vivka leads, and it's Cole ahead of Anderson, who's done very well up to 3rd place. I think he was 7th on the grid at the start. He's made up a few places. Then it's Rapiduk ahead of MGK, who's dropped down to 5th place. Then it's Ben Milden 6th. Then it's Morex, Knott, Santos and Mikoski in your top 10 at the present moment. Ray Thomas has done a cracking job in the number 58 BMW. He's making his way up into 11th position. So we'll go back to the leaderboard just so that we know where everyone is. So they all go through. I've only done one lap so far. I didn't quite pick up on what the time was actually, as far as the race is concerned. It says 5:13, but as I've already mentioned, it's a multiplier by 2 in terms of the time elapsed. So we expect it to be around 7 PM by the time this race is over at Laguna Seca. So it may not be complete darkness, but light will fade more and more. So there's Vodka, your race leader. We go on the helicam. So we go back to him. We've got a few cars in the pits already. Dim Adjuster is one of them. Brooker is another one, as is Frank. And Icedo's already made his way through. So just the 3 cars in the pits at the end of lap 1. So they're going to find themselves being lapped once the leaders come round, and they'll have to oblige to blue flags, which is not an ideal scenario, particularly on a track like this, which is one of the shorter ones. So as we watch Vodka and Cull fight it out for the race lead. As we watch further behind, that's Anderson trying to hold off Rapiduck and MGK in the battle for the final podium position. We've got Morix and Milden fighting over 6th place. And then it's Milden and Knott. Knott and David Santos. Brooker is down a lap. Makovsky, Aldori, who are trying to make their way through the back marker of Frank, who's just pitted. So Frank just needs to be on his toes here. As you can see, that's someone going up the inside. Oh, and Frank hitting Ray as they come in towards turn 5. And Ray, I think, is going to lose the position to Nils. So Ray will not be very happy with Frank's antics there, coming out of turn 5 or going into turn 5. And he's gone off track and he's going to lose another couple of positions. So Ray having a tough lap so far. He's left himself with all sorts of work to do from there. Well, Cole's got the fastest up of the race so far. As Vodka still in the lead by the end of lap 3. Cole has got the fastest up at the moment, but that might change. I would expect it to. There is a yellow flag that's just gone away. It's the number 57 that's gone off circuit, and that's Fireblade, who I think has just had a moment, but has continued. Vodka in the race lead. Cull in 2nd place. And it's Anderson in P3. Jan Sukovic, otherwise known as Rapiduck, in P4. Got Melvin Kroes, the number 23 Ferrari, in 5th place. We have Morix. In 6th place. Morix, otherwise known as Mauro Asenio. Got a few Portuguese drivers in the field, which is good to see. And Vodka's got the fast up of the race temporarily because Anderson has taken that away. So Anderson would pick up 2 championship points if he kept hold of the fast lap by the end of this event tonight. In terms of when the drivers decide to make their mandatory pit stops, pretty much any time. The pit window opens 1 minute after the race starts, and it closes a minute before the clock reaches 0. Vodka just take it easy for the time being. It's a good race for the Porsches because Vodka in the lead and Anderson in third place would give the team a healthy lead in the Manufacturers' Championship. But Mercedes-AMG of Cull running in second. The next Mercedes-AMG behind is Aldori in 11th. I think the next two cars that would be second in the championship would be Ferrari with MGK in 5th and Ben Milden in 7th. Long way to go yet in this race, however. Now, who's made up the most ground in this race? Well, Tom Wood has moved up from 21st to 13th in this race. Anderson started 7th on the grid. He's in 3rd place. Stuart Hutchinson's up from 23rd to 15th. See the field nose to tail. There's a yellow flag somewhere that's just gone away. So, no need to go to what's happened there. Guys go down the corkscrew with the sweeping left-hander. 3.6 kilometres is this circuit, 2.2 miles. First opened in 1957, costing a total of 1.5 million US dollars to construct this track. Situated near Monterey in California. FIA Grade 2. And it's the usual venue for the season finale for the IndyCar series. Of course, we'll be concluding their 2023 campaign at this track in September once again. Also plays host to the American Sports Car Championship, otherwise known as IMSA. Vodka is 1.1 seconds clear of Cull in second position. It's Anderson ahead of Rapid Duck, and it's MGK, Morix, Milden, Dos Santos. I think Makovsky's in there in 9th position now. And Bruno up there from 29th to 16th. He's done a cracking race so far, and that's Ray trying to get up the inside of him. Oh, and Bruno makes a mistake at the corkscrew, and that's allowed the number 58 BMW to go through. He gathered it all together. Bruno just needs to work on getting back into a rhythm. He'll be okay from there. Got a 5-car battle for 16th position. We just saw someone run wide there. That was Missile Dogshaft running wide, and that's how Busov through into 19th. I can tell you that Brooker is down a lap, but he should get back into the action once everyone pits in for their mandatory stops. But given he's having to move out of the way of the leaders, it's not helped the situation. The next car behind him is the man who's running in 25th, and that's Fireblade. Brooker is down in 29th and last place. Brooker doesn't need to worry about any back markers for the time being. Doing everything he needs to do. Moving forward, looking in front, not behind. Focusing on every apex to nail. He's got a commanding lead of 1.3 seconds over the Mercedes AMG driver of Sean Cull. Sean at where he ended up last season. I think he only served as a reserve driver during the course of the campaign. He put in some quality performances at times. His pace in the race here is clearly showing why he deserves a place in the top tier of the FRL ACC Tuesday series. Soon there'll be the release of the Ricardo Tormo circuit in Valencia on ACC. Quite surprised actually there haven't been the release of Magny Core or Mugello. I think it goes on the basis of where GTs go and race at the last few years. Air temperature is coming down a little bit, 15 degrees it is, track temperature of 18. Vodka is increasing the gap at the front. Adamson holding the fastest up of the race so far. He's got Rapiduck and MGK looming in behind. Looks like Ben Milden's dropped back a couple of positions because he's made a mistake somewhere. Or he's dropped back quite a few actually. He's made a horrible mistake in the last sector. And he's down to 11th place as the Brit. And there's a stop-go penalty being given out to Rui, and that'll be for speeding in the pit lane, I believe. Yeah, that's correct. So Rui will be in the pits within the next 3 laps to get that stop-and-go penalty done, which will put him out of the frame for, well, a quality result at least. Should try and still go to the end of the race though. We've got a spinner further behind. Who's that? Is that Rapiduck? I think it is. Rapiduck has spun at the corkscrew. That's allowed MGK and Moritz to go past. Santos has got through, and Rapiduck has dropped back to 7th position behind Santos. I don't know how the spin happened. I don't know if he came together with either MGK or Anderson at the corkscrew, but his error has cost him dear. And now we see Makosi and Knott go toe to toe. The banging wheels as they go through the kink. Going to be leaving each other enough room. So Knott goes past. No problem. The quarter of the way through. We're on lap 11. Vodka has got back the fastest up of the race. In case you want to know what his lap time is. Struggling to see what his lap time is actually. But the reason why you can tell that he's got the fastest lap is because of the purple caption he's got on his. Yeah, so it's a 1:22.4 is his best lap so far in the race. He's only just done it on the last lap. It's coming over the line now. It's a complete lap 11. We've got a spinner as well on the exit turn 4. That is the 166 of Brooker, who's had an off day, to be honest with you. Rui's completed his stop and go penalty and he's carried on, which is good to see. Down 2 laps now on the leaders, unless I'm afraid. So just bear with me one moment to get back into the lobby to the action. So just bear with me one moment, folks. We are back in the action as Vodka continues to lead the way up front on lap 13 of the race as he drifts his way through the Andretti hairpin. So far, so good from him. Be interesting to know how far each driver is willing to go on their set of tyres. There's no refilling is not mandatory. A pit stop is, which means you have to change tyres at the pit stop. Vodka is navigating his way through the corkscrew. I'll tell you that Rapidoc is in 7th place following his spin, as Liam Knott has got ahead of Makovsky as well. Milden is in 10th place now. Busov is up to 16th. Field. See the two pink livery cars of Milden and Aldori nose to tail. Milden in the Ferrari and Aldori in the Mercedes AMG. There's a yellow flag in the last corner. It's the 152 that is in the pits, and that's Blair. I wonder if he's had a moment on track. Could that be his race over? Hope not. He's out of sync with the others now. Okay, you could just see he's running a little bit wide there over the white line. Just needs to be careful not to exceed track limits too many times. It's Cull. P2. Anderson in P3. Doing a terrific job so far. Anderson has been involved in the super sprint, which is held on Sundays. Heavily involved in many different leagues involving ACC. Anderson in 3rd position, looking very, very good. But they are not closing still on Rapidoc in the battle for 7th place. Homewood is in 13th position. To continue to make his way through the field. He's got Nils in front. Who's 3.7 seconds off the lead, and in front of him, I think that's the one. Is that the 166 that's just getting out of the way? That'll be Brooker. No, it's not Brooker. It's Frank, who I think is just. No, it may not be Frank. It's Ice Dude who's been lapped. Hasn't pitted yet in this race, which tells you the pace difference that he's doing in comparison to the leaders. When will the leaders decide to pit in? Vodka's got a good lead. Got Milden ahead of Makovsky now into 9th position. Around the last corner now. And doing recovery job from his moment earlier on. Just about 4 positions from where he was earlier. Getting to the point where we should start to be seeing more pit stops. Now, we've got 4 drivers who have already done their mandatory stops. Blair in the pits, and I don't think he's going to be coming back out on circuit anytime soon. And that's his race as good as done. Fireblade is the highest driver, not to be lapped so far. He's running in 23rd place. So lap 17 is completed by the race leader, and the gap between him and Cole is 3.9 seconds. Number 46 of Bruno, who's running in 14th place. He's had a cracking race so far, despite not putting in any mileage during qualifying. Bruno Canavera, go to him. We'll get him up on our screen. He competed in Taco Tuesday last season. In terms of where he ended up overall, I think he only served as a reserve. The last reserve appearance he did was at Spa. Appearances at Watkins Glen, at Alton Park, Barcelona, Paul Ricard and Kyle Lamy. So he did most of the races, to be fair. And we've got a pit stop involving Rapidoc. Now, how quick is this pit stop is expected to be? Not going to be the quickest in the world, I don't think, at this stage of the race. Ice Dude is in there as well. So, where will Rapidoc come back out? Well, he's having to reverse a little bit. Overshooting his garage. I'm probably expecting to come out before the race leader comes round, so he might get some clear track when he rejoins, carrying the number 1 on his BMW. Vodka is coming round, so Rapidoc will want to get out before the leader comes round. So there is Vodka, 4.2 seconds ahead of Cole It's Anderson, MGK, Moritz and Santos, your top 6. Rapid Duck has rejoined right at the back. He's down in 22nd place. Pabizzle has also been in the pits. And he's rejoined ahead of Frank, I believe. At least he's not having to move out of the way of him. Pabizzle rejoining just in between. Looks like Milden and Aldori. There's Vodka coming up behind Brooker, who's had an off day. So then there's a spin involving the 57, and that is Fireblade. Had a moment. Can he rejoin without coming out into the path of the other drivers? He should be okay to rejoin there. That will have allowed Rapid Duck through. Coming up to the halfway point. We've cut. No issues at the moment. 4.2 seconds is the gap between him and second place man Sean Cole. Adam Nansen third place. Got Melvin Crones fourth place. Moritz in fifth. Then we've got David Santos, Liam Knott, Milden. There's Mikowski. Hills running in P10. But Aldori and Bruno in the pits, so that should see Rapid Up back up a couple of positions. We can see Brooker going wide, approaching the left-hander. He's got to be hoping that the leaders do pit in very soon, because otherwise he's going to have to keep adhering to blue flags. Well, Cole's coming in now from second place. Anderson also in. Drivers second and third in the race are in the pits. Bruno's just done his stop. So MGK will go up into second place now. Moritz is in third. Santos will go up to fourth for the time being. Knott, Milden and Mikowski will move up. Cole's just done his stop now. He's just leaving the garage. So, is he going to get out in front of Wood? I don't think he will do. Wood's coming down the pit straight. Vita will go through. Missile Dugshaft will go through as well. 15th. I think Cole's in. Where is he? Is he behind Andy now? He is. So that's not ideal there for Cole. Anderson has rejoined in front of Tro 246. I myself who Tro is. I think that's Paul Trotman. And we've got Vodka in the pits now from the race lead, as is Moritz, as is Knott. So MGK temporarily takes over the lead. Santos will go through into second place. Now, what we need to look out for is Cole coming round, but he's getting held up in traffic. So I expect Vodka to stay in the lead unless he's had a slower pit stop than what Cole has done. Cole getting held up though behind Andy. Andy does not have to move out of the way if he doesn't want to. He is fighting for position after all, and in fact he lets Cole through. So Vodka has just rejoined the race now. He's left the pit lane and he is in front of Cole. As they go through Andretti hairpin, you can see Vodka running wide a little bit. As Cool is still some way behind, so Vodka rejoining in a net race lead. I think Morex is in front of Rapiduck as well. So Rapiduck is just going through Andretti hairpin now. Not is leaving the pit lane, as is Mikosi, as is Aldori, Busov as well. So it's not too much change in terms of the positions at the present moment. Ben Milden coming in from 3rd place now. Oh, he spun it though on his way in. It's lost too much time though, but that spin won't help. Tom Wood to go a bit further. Now he's deciding to come in as well. A fighter also coming in. Missile Dogshov also taking the time to come in. Is Andy doing the same, or is he staying out? He's staying out actually, Sandy. So Trotman is also heading for the pits. Just got 3 drivers now who are yet to make their mandatory stops. They are MGK in the lead, Santos in 2nd place, and Andy Craven in 5th position. Well, we'll make that 2 drivers left now because MGK has decided to head for the pits. Santos, will he do the same? Let's have a look. Yes, he will. And what will Andy decide to do? Well, he's just going through turn 5 now, is Andy. So I don't expect him to go into the race lead. He's not going to go in the race lead anyway, because Vivka, Kull and Anderson, who have already made their stops, are ahead of them. Vivka's gap over Kull is 4 seconds, so it's just as you were before the pit stops had begun. And MGK has left his box now. Kull will go through, Anderson will go through, he'll get in front of MGK, no problem. What about Morex? Is he going to get through? MGK has just left the pit lane. Morex is coming round Andretti's hairpin now. This is going to be close, but I think Morex is going to have the upper hand. Oh, and that's MGK going too deep into the Andretti's hairpin. And he's run wide as he was exiting the pit lane. The MGK has lost more time there. Santos will have closed in as well. So Morex has got the jump on MGK in the pit stops to put himself up into 4th place. Well, Rapiduck has got ahead of Santos as well, so Rapiduck is through. Ahead of the Audi driver. So an undercut has been completed by the man from the USA. Andy did actually come into the pits. And he's just rejoining the race now. Where is he going to rejoin? I think he's in 22nd place. So all the stops are completed now. So it's just a sprint to the finish really from here. Vivka, I think he's lost time on this lap actually. Because Cole's got the gap down to 1.8 seconds. So the top 22 all on the lead lap. Trotman down a lap in 23rd place. Just Brooker, Ice Dude and Fireblade are all in there. I think Brooker's just got in front of Ice Dude. So he's up into 25th. And Rui's back in the pits. And is he calling it a night, or is he actually going to continue on? I hope it's the latter. And someone's had an off. It's the 433 that has run wide. Who's that that's had at the moment? Dim adjuster, I think, ran wide on the exit of the corkscrew. I think it was just moving out of the way of the leaders. But he's had an off day as dim adjuster, unfortunately. The gap between Vodka and Cole is 1.9 seconds. Anderson and Morex in third and fourth. .22 minutes to go. The leaders are on their 27th lap. And there's an off on the exit of turn 4. It's number 23. And it's MGK has gone for another spin. MGK is having a torrid time of it in the last few laps. You can see some of the paintwork has been ripped off the Ferrari, and his error has allowed Milden to go through. So from 5th to 8th, MGK has dropped down. Further behind we've got Knott and Aldori fighting over 9th place. Liam Knott in the Porsche leading Aldori. Ahmed Aldori hoping to do better than he did last season, 25th overall. Best result of 8th. Came in round 6 of the championship, which would have been the second of the 90-minute specials. That one will have been... Was it Spa that we had the 90-minute special at for round 6? Trying to re-jog my memory. I think it might have been Laguna Seca, actually, thinking of it. Aldori finding a good race so far. Can it be even better than where he's currently at? Tell you that the 303 it's just been lapped. I think it's the 303 of Davids Jr. He's behind Rapid Duck. He's not been lapped. So sorry, I was looking at the wrong numbers. The race leader there. Oh, and that's a car going off track behind. Can't tell who that is. That must be someone at the back of the field. That's number 14. That's Nils. He's had a nightmare of a lap. And in fact, his bonnet's damaged. The car is horrifically damaged. He needs to keep the car points in the right way, though. Now, I saw him on the track map. They was going quite slowly on the exit of turn 5. I don't know who he's come together with, or he's had a clout with the wall. But that car is going to need some repair work done. Get the car slowed down. It is a 50 km/h pit lane speed limit here at Laguna Seca. Gap come down has come down to 1 second. Vodka in the lead. and Cull in second. Anderson has dropped back slot, so it looks as though that third place is the best he's going to be achieving today. I will say that Busov is up there in 12th and he's battling with Makovsky. Two drivers that are teammates in the SR28 Endurance Series. Fighting it out on the circuit. Different cars. Makovsky in the Aston Martin. Busov in the Audi. In fact, Busov's got in front of Makovsky now. So Busov having a quality race from where he started on the grid. See where Busov actually started, because I think I'm trying to see where he actually... Oh no, he started 6th on the grid. So he's had a low-key race actually as Busov, because I think he got caught up in someone else's mess earlier on in the race. But he's coming back through the field now. Next one ahead of him is Ahmed Al-Douri in the Mercedes AMG. I can tell you that the gap between Vodka and Cull is 8 tenths. So the battle for the win is well and truly on. See, they're making their way through turn 6. We can see there's someone running wide there. I think that was the number 32 of Missile staying out of the way. I think he's had a moment somewhere. It's allowed Andy to go through into 20th place. And that's... I think that's Rui who's just... No, that's not Rui, that's Nils coming out of the pits. He's a long way behind. But should he finish the race, he will score points. He's in 27th, which would give him 4 championship points, which is better than nothing. One thing I don't know for certain, if it will apply this season, is whether a driver's 9 best results are going to be what counts towards the driver's championship. It did so last season, which, to be honest with you, it didn't make any effect too much. A lot of drivers were either missing a race or not finishing a race, and there weren't really many discounted scores for many of the drivers. I think Stuart Hutchinson was one of those to have done every race, and he had to drop one of his scores. I think other than that, it seems to change too much within the whole field. Vodka is almost getting held up by Andy, who's gone off track, but he's doing it to stay out of the leaders, so he doesn't intervene. There is a driver in the pits. Is that Nils who's back in? I think that's Nils. I think it is, you know. So Nils could well be out of the race with a quarter of an hour remaining. That 33 the drivers are on now. Around the 43 or a 44 lap race. Clock reaches 0. The race leader will be on their final lap. Frank ahead is running in 19th position. I have to say, there's like a 4-car battle or a 5-car battle for 15th position between Ray Thomas in the BMW, Farkle Befissel in the Audi, Bruno in the Audi, Tom Wood in the Ferrari, and Frank in the McLaren. crossing over the line now. It's 1.4 seconds, so Vodka has been able to respond to Cole's efforts. Anderson 7.5 seconds off the second place man, nearly 9 seconds off the lead. Busov right up behind Aldori now. This could be a tasty battle to watch. So they go through Andretti hairpin. Change at the moment, but Busov will be clawing all over the back of the Mercedes AMG, waiting to pounce, trying to get a better exit. Want to get move on because time is very much running out, and he'll want to try and catch Liam Knott and MGK. Go through turn 6. Busov is absolutely on a charge now. How rapid he's going, coming out of the corkscrew. They come through once more to complete another lap. So we'll be looking to just move up the inside. You can tell he's closing in more and more. Further behind, we've got a battle going on between Bruno and Ray for 15th and 16th. Leaders will be coming up to them shortly. Frank has already moved out of the way of that lot. I think he made a mistake somewhere. Running in 19th. Next group of cars are the next 4 running in 15th, 16th, 17th and 18th. Oh, and there's a spin, and that's for Vissel. The leaders avoiding him narrowly. Varklov should rejoin. And oh, he nearly blitzed in Anderson as he was rejoining, but he's got away with it there. Has he got damage to the bonnet of it? I think he has. Not too healthy there. Oh, he nearly made contact there with Frank as he rejoined. Oh no, it's not Frank, that's Missile Dogshaft. So Vissel is down in 21st position and with a damaged car. Nine minutes remaining. Just continuing to make their way through the traffic. Whilst dicing for the lead, I can say there's a battle between Rapiduck and Santos for 5th position. I think Rapiduck is very much under threat from Santos. 5th place could well be. His hold on 5th place could be increasingly tenuous here, because Santos could put himself in the slipstream and have a go. We've got Cole. So in the frame you can see him and Vodka running wide there. Who's that that's gone off track? That's the number 46. And that will be Bruno that's had a spin. It's a shame because he was running very well. He's rejoining in front of Frank, so he'll be in 17th place. He's only lost a couple of positions. You can see the leaders are getting held up a little bit now by the back markers. That's Ray Thomas getting in the way there. Just gets out of the way in time. Not the best place really to be holding up the leaders, but Vodka and Cull have coped with that absolutely fine. Number 18 of Tom Wood is next. Leaders to lap. Lap 37 completed. It's 1.1 seconds. That is the margin. Vodka may not be feeling as comfortable as it might have been earlier in the race. Well, Busov's got in front of Aldori now for 10th place. Don't know where he did the move, but he's done it either on this lap or the last lap. Next man ahead of him is Liam Knott in the Porsche. And he's got 7 minutes to catch him. .8 seconds in front, so he's got enough time, but not a lot of time. Tom Wood has been lapped now by Vodka. How will he play it with Cull as he goes by? He lets him through just. Runs a little bit wide. He needs to try and get back on terms with Vodka ahead. So over the line with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go. So I would say, in terms of number of laps left, I think we've got 5 laps to go. So we're looking at a 43 lap race. Just hope the leaders have put enough fuel in to make it to the end. So there is Vodka. So we don't want to be looking at the lap times. We want to see what his fuel gauge is like. Don't think we're going to find it on here, are we? As you can see, in the lead. Sanderson running in 3rd position. 5 minutes remaining. Vodka has got the points for the fastest lap as we speak. It's 1.4 seconds behind. Knows that time is very much running out now. Looks like the number 57 is next, so that's Fireblade, who's already been lapped in this race. The 3 retirements, Nils, Rui and Blair. Be a field of 26, making it to the end for the first race, which is not too bad. Minutes remaining. 3 laps to go at the end of this one. And we've got the 3-2-1 spinning around. That's Frank, who's running in 18th. Got the 166 spinning around as well. That's Brooker, who's gone off circuit, I think, to move out of the way of the leaders. But Frank's spin is not ideal. It's ahead of Babizzle. And Frank has lost 1 position throughout all that. Bizzle carried on after his spin earlier on, and now he's in a battle with Missile Dogshaft. I think he's got back ahead of him actually, so Bizzle trying to recover some lost ground, although he's run wide on the exit, the penultimate turn. As the last turn for him to try and fend off the Bentley behind. And now we've got the battle for 5th place hotting up, because Rapidoc is under threat from Santos, who's looking to the outside. Which way is Rapidoc going to go? I think Santos is going to go to the inside, is he? Rapidoc holds him off. He needed to do. Otherwise Santos would have been through on the inside at the hairpin. Lives to fight another day. It's not over yet. And the gap is back down to 9/10 between Vodka and Kull. Here are your top two. Anderson another 12 seconds off the lead. As we watch Santos make his way through the back, as you can see that they're both exceeding the track limits seemingly there, so they need to be very careful. We haven't had anyone get penalised for track limits in this race. We've had just the one driver being penalised, that's Rui, who was caught speeding in the pit lane earlier on. So we've got 2 laps to go in this race. Looking very, very good for victory. Kull not giving up. It's the 246 that they'll be coming up to shortly. That is Trotman, man from Wales. Will be coming up to. I don't know if he is from Wales actually. Yeah, he is from Wales. I was right. So Vodka, I think they both got past Trotman actually, so he's no longer an issue. He's just staying out of the way of the other cars behind him, you can see on the track map. Pit window closed, but everyone's done at their mandatory stops, so no need to worry about that. Vodka starting his last lap now in the lead. Kull, the gap is 9/10. I think Vodka has got this one very much sewn up now. Looking very, very good for victory. Santos running in 6th position behind Rapidoc, doing his best to hold on. Got a battle for 8th position because MGK is under threat from Busov, who has got by Liam Knott, and Aldori's got him in front of Knott. So that's going to go right to the very end. So we're all making their way through. So we want to be going back to the leader, who is going through the corkscrew. Kull doing his best to close in. He's going to run out of corners to make a move. It's been a brilliant duel between Vodka and Kull, but there can only be one winner here at Laguna Seca. Vodka coming around the last turn, and he's going to open the season with a maximum score. Dominic Vodka in the Porsche wins in Laguna Seca in the Formula Racing League Assetto Corsa Competizione Taco Tuesday Tier 1, ahead of Kull, who was only 7/10 behind him at the checkered flag. What a brilliant effort from Sean Kull, but he'll be very happy with 2nd place. Adam Anderson on the podium, first time out. Morex 4th, he'll be happy with that one. And Rapidoc should hold off Santos for 5th place. And behind Santos will be Ben Milden in 7th place. MGK, can he hold on to 8th position ahead of Busov and Aldori? You can just see Liam Knott making a move on the inside. And has he got the move done on Aldori? Just went too deep. Just too deep there for Knott, but it was worth a go. MGK 8th, Busov 9th. Then it's Aldori ahead of Knott. And it's Mikowski, Hutchinson and Fighter, the last cars on the lead lap. Bruno will be 15th. And it's Tom Wood, Ray Thomas, Andy Craven, Frank, Missile Dogshot, Bizzle, Dim Adjuster, Ice Dude, Fireblade, Jay Brooker in a really disappointing 25th place, and Trotman, the last finisher in 16th, in 26th position. But there is your race winner, Dominik Vodka in the Porsche. On his cool down lap. He probably deserved a cool down lap. Sean Cole Harrison him to the flag in second place, very, very close. Anderson was 15 seconds off the lead at the checker flag. Morix in fourth, Rapid Duck fifth, then it's Davis Jr., Ben Milden in a fine seventh place. MGK, I think, would be disappointed with eighth. He could have been on the podium today. But Nikola Busov ninth, Ahmed Al Dori in 10th position. Then it's Liam Knott, Kamil Makovsky, Stuart Hutchinson in 13th. And then it's Kobe Alerts, otherwise known as Fighter, in 14th position. Got Bruno in 15th, Tom Wood, Ray Thomas in 17th, Andy Craven 18th, Frank 19th place. And it's Missile Dogshaw, Falco Papizzle, Demian van der Wal 22nd. And it's Ice Dude, the man from Belgium, 23rd place. And it's Fireblade, a couple of laps down. Jay Brooker in 25th, and then it's Paul Trotman in 26th and last position, with Nils, Rui and Cameron Blair, the three drivers to not finish. They won't be scoring any points after retiring earlier on. So as far as the championship is concerned, it's maximum points for Dominik Vodka, despite being a reserve driver tonight. 42 points to his name after round one in the championship. And if that's anything to go by, we're going to be in for a cracking season of GT racing in this league. The next round of the championship will be at Suzuka in Japan in a week's time. Thank you very much for joining us. Do make sure you like and subscribe in case you haven't already done so. Look forward to do it again next week at the Land of the Rising Sun. Do make sure you tune in for then. I'm Tom Cans, and I'll speak to you again soon when the Formula Racing League returns.